Whenever I'm going out on the town, which honestly is quite never, this is kind of what I think I look like. I look good. But in reality, I probably look closer to this guy. And I know you're probably thinking, Mr. X, what is going on with the hair? Well, I didn't want him to feel intimidated standing next to me in the video, so I tried to ugly myself up. So Conrad from Berserk could get some action. As the Extreme channel is pushing towards 50,000 subscribers, these are just a few of the statues we are giving away on the journey there. If you want to know how to win one, stay tuned for later in the video. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. We have another Berserk collectible. That's right, this is Conrad from the Godhand. This is made by Prime One Studio, and I'm so ecstatic about this piece. Now, if you don't know what Berserk is one of the coolest mangas turned anime that is out there. I got turned on to it by Gem Mint. He turns me on a lot. And I got into it through the statues. I initially bought this statue right here, which I thought was absolutely amazing, even though I didn't know shit about the series. Since then, I've kind of gone all in. So Conrad here is a villain. He is a bad guy. He's also a godlike creature. My most recent piece that I got was right here, Void. He's actually the leader of the Godhand. That's the group that they call these evil creatures. And they are very, very evil. They turned the main character Guts, and I have a review of him right here you can check out. They turned his best friend Griffith right here into this evil, evil creature called Femto that you can check out the review right here. And I have a lot more pieces coming because this storyline is so elaborate. In fact, I'm on volume 7 or 8. I can't even remember what happened at the beginning. So upon receiving him, and spoiler alert guys, he is awesome, I'm gonna start over. Now I do have some other Berserk pieces as well. You can check those out, but today we're gonna focus on Conrad. This fat, ugly, short, chubby bastard is awesome. I don't think that phrase has ever been said in real life, but it's true with this guy. So let's kick off the review, and as always, we're gonna start with concept. Now what Prime One Studio is doing with all of these Berserk pieces is they match the bases. Not only the sub base, but the base on top of that matches the rest of the Godhand. So on the bottom here, they have these museum style bases, and every single piece, to my knowledge, at least the ones I own, have this. It has this castle-like feel with some intricate writing on the bottom, and it looks great when they all match each other. Then on top here, you have a part of what I believe was a bayolet or an egg, and then there are bloody skulls. This is what the entire Godhand stands on. I believe I'm still waiting on a few of them to be delivered. Then you have Conrad, who is a very unique creature. When looking on him from the front, he just looks like a short, chubby bastard with hands. However, from the side, you can see that we don't know if he is a bug-like creature. We don't know what's underneath his cloak, nor do we want to look. But he has this hardened kind of tortoise turtle shell with some intricate stuff on the back. And he is one of the quieter members of the Godhand. He kind of just sits back and watches, but it doesn't mean he's not evil. So I think they capture that really well, especially with his expression here. Phenomenal piece in my opinion. I think they captured his personality. I love how the base matches all the other ones in the line. So I think the concept for Conrad is a 5 out of 5, honestly. Design on Conrad. Not a lot to talk about, honestly. So here is the unboxing, but not necessarily the assembly. The box was way bigger than I thought it would be, but to each his own. Standard foam that gets pieces everywhere, and here is the only layer that was inside. So as you saw, I'm not actually filming the assembly because it's just 2 pieces. So if that's what floats your boat or gets you off,
it's just not enough.
That's what you missed. But we can get dimensions on him. Yes, I had a tape measure down there. The widest point is probably about 17 inches. The base maybe a little bit less, 15, 16 inches. Kind of hard to tell. The deepest point is probably about the same, almost exactly the same. And he's a very short guy. He is only just under 16 inches. For exact dimensions, check out Prime One Studio's website. So very simple piece. So they definitely can't get a perfect score on design because it's not elaborate. But I'm kind of shocked that these little tentacles, none of them were broken, and extremely happy at that too. So they did package it really well. I can't believe how big that box was, honestly. But it worked from any breakages, so I definitely give them props for that. So while the design is simple, I think it's a 4 out of 5. I think the one disadvantage you're going to have, and I unfortunately have to display him down low, is you're not going to get a great shot. You're going to see more of his head other than that very cool looking portrait. Now, Prime One Studio, in my opinion, is the best licensed company when it comes to paint and sculpt. And the Berserk pieces, they seem to do exceptionally well for the most part. I think this guy is exceptionally well too. Check it out. Starting down here at the sub base, just like all the other ones, nothing different, but it's still done well. Like I said, very museum-y style, and I typically don't like that, but when the entire line matches, I think that's definitely a good move. Now here, the outside, this really reminds me of Femto, where the egg or bay lid is broken. Void didn't have one, but you can see on the outside here, looks okay. Probably the weakest part of the statue, but you really have to get underneath it and look up. I love these bloody skulls. A lot of people don't like blood on their statue, too gory. I think this looks great. I love how dark the red is. I love the skulls and how it's different faces. This guy, you can see his, so I guess it's not a skull here, but his tongue sticking out. That looks absolutely phenomenal. Now, his cloak here is kind of the shiny green. It looks really cool, but what I really like is it's fully sculpted, but the way it was sculpted, it looks like it's mixed media that's just fallen perfectly. That is really, really impressive. I wish the lighting was better in here. And it has this glitter effect, which is good because you'll see in a second, it differentiates it from some other parts of his outfit. His tentacles here, I really like this paint job. It's a mix between flesh tones, but a lot of pink added in, and then some purples to really draw out those veins. And the directionality of all of these is different, which I think makes it look cool, like almost like it's moving. Really impressed by that. His shell is kind of that same color green, but you have the purple in between the sections here. And then also, I don't even know what to call these, but these little joists that are coming out through the middle. I'm surprised none of these were broken either. But again, it kind of has that shine. It doesn't have the glitter effect like his robe, but it really just pops. It looks like a mix between like a tortoise shell and a cape. I really like it. Now, the front of Conrad here, his sleeves, kind of this partial indentation in between the sections of the sleeve, and then you have kind of these rivets. I wouldn't call them rivets, but these lines separating them. So I think it gives this part of the suit kind of some substance, and again, it helps it differentiate from the cloak and the shell on the back. But what's really impressive about this guy is the portrait in the front and the hands here. Look at the detail in these hands. This is fantastic. So some of the same comments I said about the tentacles coming out of the back, but that is really impressive to me. Then it gets even better as you move up to his portrait. Kind of a mix between this chubby fat man, a baby, an elf. Some more pink flesh tones. You can see some veins and where he's crunching his eyes, and even the detail as you look at his mouth and nose. I am really digging this piece. In a normal way, you sickos. Don't go down that route. They did a really nice job. I only bought him to complete the set, and I thought he would be my least favorite, but I think the complete opposite is going on. Great job, Prime One Studios. Paint, really can't find a flaw. I love every part of this statue. I think the paint's a 5 out of 5. Very impressed by Prime One Studio. Sculpt, I'm trying to find a flaw as well. I think they did a phenomenal job on the sculpt. It's so cool seeing this character brought into 3D, into real life. I think the sculpt is also a 5 out of 5. Well done, Prime One Studio. I did not expect that. I'm excited to see what he's going to look like in the collection. If you guys want to see that, make sure to check out the Extreme Channel's social media. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, the link for those is in the description below. Now let's talk about value. This is a 1/4 scale piece, and lately, 1/4 scale pieces from Prime One Studios have been $1,000 to honestly up to $2,000 sometimes. He was only $800. Now there's not a lot going on, so that makes sense. And it's sad when we get to the day when I'm saying only $800 for a 1/4 scale piece. But he's quite a bit bigger than like a Sideshow premium format too. And the paint and sculpt is exceptionally well done. And there's a very low edition size. They only made 350 of these, which Berserk has a huge following. So I think the value on this is top notch, honestly. I think it's a 4 out of 5 on the value. Especially with these Godhand pieces, I think people will want to display them all. But does this have the X factor? Is this a 5 out of 5 statue? You know, usually I almost rarely say a secondary character is. And I really love this piece. I think this is an incredible piece. I'm pretty shocked how much I like it. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. I am really, really pleasantly surprised and impressed with this piece. I like it more than that Void statue. What do you guys think? Is it some sexual attraction between him and I that I'm just giving such a high score? Throw that down in the comments below, because that could also win you a statue. We will be giving all of these statues away, plus additional ones at every 5,000 subscriber milestone. To win one of these statues, all you have to do is make sure you've liked this video, you've subscribed to the channel, you've hit that bell notification, and then just drop a comment below. Every 5,000 subscriber milestone, we are going to do a random drawing and pick a random comment and give one of these statues away, plus some additional ones I'm not showing right now. The more videos you comment on, the higher your chances are to win. Thanks guys for tuning in. Check out some of the links in the description below, but please hit that like button. It really, really helps the channel. And again, try and enter into the contest. In the meantime, check out some of these other videos, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.